think about what that is. And so if the distribution is normal, the mean and mode will be the same. If it's skewed, they won't be. That's what we just learned. The next question is asking you, if a cognitive psychologist finds that a group of 1-year-old children can name this distribution of things, they have that many words, the mean will be what than the median? Lower than the median, equal to the median, uncertain, or higher than the median? I want to look at this for a bit and have someone talk through what they think and why. This would be a good one to do with a partner or to talk over if you have a way to do that. Anyone have any thoughts on this that you could share your thinking? I think what you might need to do is picture this distribution in your mind's eye and see if there are any outliers. I don't want you to calculate this, because you should be able to kind of draw a conclusion. Stephanie, do you have any thoughts on this?
It's probably going to be equal to the median only because of the outlier is going to be a major 35.
Okay.
On the screen.
So the 35, do you guys consider this 35 to be an outlier? Okay. So an outlier pulls on both mean and median, but which one does it pull harder? It pulls the mean harder than the median. And so if the 35 pulls the mean a lot stronger than it pulls the median, then what can you say about the mean relative to the median? Is it going to be higher than the median, lower than, equal to, or uncertain? We know we have a skewed distribution with an outlier on the high end. And the magnet of the 35, the magnet of that high value pulls the mean. Celeste, do you have any thoughts on what's going to happen to the mean? Based on what I just tried to help you with? Rufina? Any ideas? Okay, I'm going to go through this again. I want you to really pay attention because this is important. The 35 is a magnet that pulls on the mean. So where is that going to be relative to the median?
So would the 35 be pulling the median from, is it 5 to 6? Is that?
Well, but the 35 pulls the mean way harder than it pulls the median. So if it's pulling the mean, is it pulling it to a place higher than the median? If it's like a magnet. So
I think it's higher than the median.
Yeah, why do you think so, Lyle? I agree with you. Why do you think so?
Because if you look at the numbers, the median is going to be 9.
Yeah.
Correct? The median is 9. And the outlier is 35.
That does not seem correct to me, actually. The median is the number in the middle.
Okay.
So these are all lined up in sequence. So what number is sort of in the middle?
It's at 5.5,
Let's
1, 2, 3,
see.
4, 5,
Fine.
3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 5.
It's just 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is what we know. We don't even have to calculate the mean. I don't want to. I don't want to waste my time on that. But we know the 35, we know that if it's a normal distribution, the mean and median are going to be about the same, right? Also 5. But we know that the 35 is pulling that mean toward it like a magnet. And so is it pulling the mean to a higher number?
Yes.
Yes. You don't even have to do the math. You can just see the numbers in the middle. And if you have an outlier, it's going to pull the mean. Okay. So in this case, let's look at the same example in the next question. If there's these 1-year-old children that can name all those things, which most measure of central tendency will be the most useful, the most accurate representation of the data? Which would be better, the median, the range, the mean that's then pulled toward that outlier, or the mode? What do you think? Aren't these good questions, you guys, that we can talk about them together? Aaron, what do you think about this one?
I don't like it very much. No, I'm just joking. I'm just messing around. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad question. I'm gonna say it's the median.
All right. And why do you think so, Aaron?
It was just a guess, to be honest.
Can anyone explain to Aaron why his guess was correct?
Wow, that was a 25% chance.
Yeah, but I don't want you guys to be guessing. I want you to know with absolute confidence. So I'm going to share my other screen again and do some writing. We're going to look at this problem because I want you guys to get this really nice. Really.
Was that a normal distribution?
What'd you say?
Because it's not a normal distribution, that's why the median is an accurate measure of central tendency.
Yeah, it's not a normal distribution. So let's go back to our rules. They unfortunately gave me back the old whiteboard. I'm gonna have to keep telling it I don't want this new version, but in any case, I'm gonna just draw a picture of this because you guys have to pay attention with your whole active minds in this class. You can't daydream. It's really, you have to be diligent. So here we have are you seeing my new screen? No. Here we have our, this idea. We had a bunch of low numbers. I'm not even going to write them out, but basically there was a range, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 10, and then there was the 35. And so if we plot this distribution, it would look something like this. Here are our numbers. 1, I'll just put 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and then way out here. What's this? Hang on, I don't know what this is doing here. Way over here. What on earth is this? There we go. I have to have a lot of room because look how far the 35 is. If we have 10 here, that's 20, 35. It's going to be way out here. Here's our 35. So we have one value here, and then we have like some values in here. I didn't even write all the numbers out, but let's say it looked something like this. All right. So we have what is the start of a normal distribution, and we have this outlier. And this outlier is very, very powerful. It's got all the attraction of a magnet. But it only pulls one thing. It pulls the mean. Here is our mean saying, help, help, help. it's being pulled toward this magnetic of the outlier. So if our median, as was the case in our data set, was 5, and if we didn't have this outlier, let's cross it off for now, then we would also have a mean equals 5. But when we pull the outlier in, what happens to the mean? There it is. It gets bigger. It won't get that much bigger, but it's probably going to be out here, right? Maybe now the mean is 8. So this outlier is very, very powerful. And what we have to know and be aware of when we have outliers is that it pulls the mean towards it. So if you have a question from a data set that has an outlier, the answer is just going to be that the mean is going to get pulled toward the outlier. By the way, what is the shape of this distribution?
Unimodal?
Unimodal. What do we have in terms of skew?
Right.
Skewed right. So in skewed distributions, we need to use the median. And you need to know that to answer these questions. And I don't want you to come to these practice quiz items and guess. That's what I was saying at the start of class. I want you to understand what you're doing and why. If you understand what you're doing and why, then you're wise participants in this content. Okay? So the last quiz that you're ready for, and we're going to go on to standard deviation next time, which is a really, really important concept. And whoops, hang on. And so I want you to work with this. If you're behind on your work already, then finish that work and then do these practice quizzes before the next class, because this is, whoops, let me open it since it's a little funky on that computer. This is the last one that you can take. And if you do well on this, this shows that you really understand the concept of mean. You have to just think really hard. You can't let your brain be slack when you're doing these. So this is just asking you in a sample of 5 people, the mean is 10 and the first 5 scores, and they're listed here. Which of the following is the score for the 5th person? So this is going to be, this one is going to be extra credit. It doesn't say that yet, but when I'm done with this class, I'm going to make this one extra credit because this is really a lot of thinking on this. Which of the following is the score for the 5th person? And you have to figure it out. If the mean is 10, what score do you need in order to get that? Okay. So these are challenge questions. So for those of you who are really feeling comfortable with this and confident, you can go on and do those. And other than that, I want to stop right here and end our class and have you go ahead and do this work. So what questions or comments or anything like that do we have before we end our class today? I'm going to fix up that first quiz as soon as I hang up with you. So you'll be able to take that. Okay, you guys, well, hi, thank you for coming. I'm going to text all of you who are, I'm going to message all of you who are in the room and find out if you want to come to the classroom next time. If not, then I won't have them open it up. But if it's beneficial to you at all, I want to have that open for you, and I'll ask him to do that. And I'll be back at the end of the week. So, bye everyone.
Bye.
Hagone, hagone, hagone,
Hagone.
hagone.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hagone, we'll see you.
bye.
I'll probably do online again next class.
Thanks, Celeste.
You're welcome. See ya.
Lyle, did you get that picture thing figured out? Remember you were having
The funny-
trouble?
Yeah, the funny thing is I did finish